I want to talk a little bit about introductions and conclusions because I think these are especially hard in my writing. So I want to encourage you to think about it, and the phrase I use from Bruce Ballinger is called the snake eating its tail. You can see my little snake here with his little mouth eating its tail. And this idea is to make the start of your story like the end, using the same scenes and the same words. So I'm going to show you how this has happened in the text that we've been studying, and then encourage you to do it in your own writing. So first we're going to look at Sandra Cisneros 11, and you see how this opening paragraph has what they don't understand about birthdays is when you're 11, when you're 10, when you're 9, when you're 8, when you're 6, blah, 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 right? She's kind of repeating this phrase. And then if we look at the very last paragraph, she says, I'm 11 today. I'm 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. She again is kind of repeating that number scheme. So it's not exactly the same, but it gives you kind of this idea. We also have our book, The Day We Began, which is over here. And in the beginning, we have this opening where there will be times when you walk into a room and no one there is quite like you. Then of course we go through the story, and then at the very end we kind of have that repeating, right, where every new friend is something a little like you and something else so fabulous, not quite like you at all. So we see kind of that repetition of quite like you in the beginning and end, using these phrases to make it feel like things have ended. Even in our simple kind of Gossie and Gertie video of the book that we've watched, right, it starts out and in the third page it says Gossie and Gertie are friends, best friends. And then at the very end it says that they are friends, best friends. And then finally, of course, in our Heartbeat, we have the opening scene with the one boy underneath the tree by himself, and then the last scene shows how they are now together and not apart anymore underneath the tree. So these are just some ways where you can try to tie your introduction and your conclusion together and really think about how you're going to connect these together in order to make a strong theme. And my little hint is that normally I write my story and I skip the introduction, and then at the end of my story I write my conclusion, and then once I have my conclusion I kind of know what my theme was and what I wanted to write about, and I go back and write my introduction last. So if you're struggling, maybe try to write it out of order like I do.